Fredo had some very exciting kickboxing matches last year here in the Combatagon, and you can see him opening up with some big leg shots. Marvin, not to be brushed off, chops back at the leg. They close up the distance, and just like with most fights, they always tie up.
Exactly. Once you feel, whether it's a kick or that first punch or any power from your opponent, let me just clinch up here where I know it's safe. Sometimes it's better to be too close than too far.
That's the truth, Miles. It's always good to hug a friend and at times hug your enemy. Oh, Fredo snatching on a quick guillotine. Marvin pushing him into the wall. Fredo looking to build up some base. He's got that hand on the floor. He's pushing off that left foot. Can he get up to his knee? He can. He's up to his feet. Marvin in on the double leg, lifts him, dumps him right back down to the ground. Beautiful work by Marvin. Fredo right back up to his feet, in on a double of his own. Marvin threatening the guillotine, putting that head in his pocket. Hands are locked, and Fredo pops his head out. Double underhooks for Fredo. He should use those to help get himself off the wall. Marvin happy to pin him there. Over-under now. Marvin sagging the head. He's looking for a level change. Fredo doing a good job of head fighting, but Marvin ducking down. Nope, popping back up. Fredo low here. Big knee to the body by Marvin Beauge.
Yeah, Marvin's doing a good job of, even though you have somebody pressed up against the cage and you're trying to work for that takedown, it's okay. My coach always talks about this little thing called ground and pound up against the cage. People think you can only strike either standing up far away or in the pocket or down on the ground. But people don't realize that when you have your opponent up against the cage, you can land some strikes while you're pressing them up, utilizing head pressure. You can land some strikes to the knees, just like you see in there with Marvin there, a strike, a knee to the body there. So it's okay to land some strikes if you haven't pressed up against the cage, because that cage, man, can be an extra, third man in there to help you out.
Man, they cannot back up any further. They can't escape their position. Their back is on the fence. It's a great opportunity to make a quick break, a quick footwork adjustment, fire off a devastating combination, and then get back inside for your takedown or to pin on the clinch. Man, Marvin just stalking Fredo as he works his way out of the wall, just walking him down with short, popping shots. Fredo not really taking much damage here. He's doing a really good job of keeping himself safe and pummeling. But Marvin just one little step ahead of him. Look, here he is framing, making space, firing off a couple hard shots. Not the fastest, but stiff shots, landing that 3-4.
Yeah, less than 10 seconds here, and I definitely have to give this round here to Marvin Beauge.
Oh, big left hand by Fredo, getting inside. Marvin's chin high in the air, but taking that shot, not having much of an issue with it. Fredo takes the shot. He's in on the high crotch single. Marvin sprawls him out, wiggles his hips, keeps that neck, threatening Fredo. Fredo actually falling to his back, conceding position into the half. Marvin on top with the crossface. Fredo recovers his guard. Excellent work. And we are in the guard getting after it. You can hear the crowd deeply behind Marvin, applying the pressure. His teammates cheering loud, sending words of encouragement for the great job that he is doing.
Yes, words of encouragement is right. This is Broward County.
This is Broward County. A lot of the words that they're using to encourage him, I cannot personally say, but nonetheless, they are positive in intention.
Yes. And you got to say Broward. You don't pronounce the D. Broward County.
Broward County. Oh, big left hook. Clips Fredo's jaw, turns the head. Great stuff here by both gentlemen.
And this, last 90 seconds, second half of this second round of this fight here, Fredo needs to figure out, what am I going to do to separate? What am I going to do to make Marvin Beauge respect my power? Because right now, all Fredo is able to do is hug him and tie him up to get a breath of fresh air, but he's not breaking off and striking. He's not level changing to take things down to the ground. He's just standing there and just moving around there as a punching bag for Marvin Beauge.
Marvin is giving him so much pressure and so much heat that Fredo is just struggling to stay in the game. not as a dig on the man. He's putting in hard work, and he's doing a really good job of keeping himself safe. But Marvin is just overbearing with what he's bringing to the table here. He's able to pin him. He's able to press him. When Fredo makes a move, he's able to get his takedowns, and he's able to hit him on the inside with these tight, crispy shots, sending Fredo into a panic mode.
Yeah, and especially then, too, Marvin is able to break off and strike and then push him back up against the cage. Break off and strike and push him back on the cage. So Marvin, you know, as tight as Fredo looks, Marvin Beauge is also tight as well, but he knows when to take his rest, when to take his breaks.
All right, he's doing a really good job. Look, when he's getting framed, he's adjusting his head placement and fixing his grips. When he manages to shuck off, boom, he's right back in. Fredo, again, game as ever. Pummeling hard, always active, but you can see the wear on his face. Those deep breaths, the dropping lead hand, but still bringing it forward. Fredo is not being deterred by the pressure he's getting. He just has to really amp it up and get to the offensive side of things.
At the end of the day, when it comes to MMA, you still, have little gloves on. So as phenomenal as you can be, you know, with those 14-ounce gloves, 10-ounce gloves, you know, in another discipline as Muay Thai or kickboxing, that may be your specialty. But then when you translate that over to MMA, it's different when you're feeling those little gloves. And it's also, too, different when you have to, in the back of your mind, be wary of your opponent might be taking you down.
100%. You can see when we opened that round, Marvin took a couple shots from Fredo and didn't even flinch, just bit his mouthpiece and took him.
Yeah.
Didn't even attempt to move his head or move his hands. Now, is that part of his game plan? Like, I got a great jaw, come get some? Or does he just not have great head movement and, frankly, just doesn't respect the men standing in front of him enough to care?
Yeah, see how Marvin is, you know, mixing it up.
Fredo had his fingers in the fence for a second there. I'm sure the judge from afar gave him a verbal warning, but he was able to deter that takedown. No difference for Marvin to frame off and batter these short shots. You can see Marvin's not even shooting these from his jaw. They're like elbow distance and then just stiff as ever, popping off at contact.
Exactly. And he's mixed it up. Sometimes he's shooting for a takedown. Sometimes he's breaking off and striking. He's doing a great job of, you know, mixing it up and keeping Fredo Vasquez honest here. Sometimes you got to worry about a takedown. Sometimes you got to keep your hands up.
Yes, sir. And as, if I remember correctly, an MMA debuter.
But Fredo has the guillotine
in on
there.
the guillotine, really, really deep. But I believe the arm is in. Really hard to finish those standing. Fredo would have to sacrifice, look for like a torque, almost like a suplex over the top that he could float over, or to jump guard on that finish. But you never know up against the fence. Oh, he's got a Darce lock. You see, he went for the dump. He went for the jump. Marvin rolled over the top, and he is out of choking danger. You know, so this is Marvin's second MMA fight. He was 0-1 before stepping in here. This is Fredo's first. This is a hell of a display by both gentlemen. Marvin dominating the first 2 rounds, and Fredo rallying in the third, coming back and putting himself in a near fight-ending position with a minute to work. This is unbelievable. I've never seen someone take so much damage over the first and second round, get dominated against the fence, worn out. Fredo was huffing and puffing in between rounds, and here he is with 40 seconds to go, and he is hanging on the back under the jaw, and then Marvin's out. He escapes the choke position. He scrambles out the back door, working back to his feet. It's a slip and slide in there, and these men are letting it go.
Yep, 30 seconds left. Fredo Vasquez knows the only way that he can win this fight in the third round is to get a finish.
Yep, Fredo absolutely has to finish this fight in the next 20 seconds. And Marvin is visibly exhausted
here. He keeps on peeking up at the clock there. 10 seconds left.
Lucky for Marvin, he only has 10 seconds left. And I don't know if Fredo's got the finishing power left this late in the round to put him out. But if there was a time, it is now. And Marvin ekes out that victory in the third, just surviving to the last bell.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your judges have reached a decision. A unanimous decision at that, for your winner, out of the blue corner, Marvens Beauge.
Great W by Marvens Beauge, dominating the first 2 rounds, having a hard go in the third, but staying alive to take that decision. What a performance. Great power, great strikes off the fence, using his wrestling to pin it.